sometimes when people get access to this, philosophy of trying to make yourself, of, monitoring your thoughts and thinking about the things that you want rather than thinking about the things you don't want, etc., is that they start to get a little panicky because they might have some negative thought patterns. And then they will start to beat themselves up for having the negative thought patterns. So one script that I offer to people is that if you do hear yourself beating yourself up, then your new script is, even though I have this negative thought pattern of hating my thighs or whatever, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am, even though I have this pattern. And the fact that I'm starting to hear it means that I'm getting closer to letting it go. Because when you bring it to your awareness, that's when you can consciously choose it or not. And if you start to hear it, then it's not, you're actually separating yourself from it a little bit. So that's one thing, not to freak out. If you hear yourself thinking bad thoughts and think, oh, I'm thinking bad thoughts, I'm going to binge or whatever. So no, you're hearing it. Now you can stop it and love yourself, even though you have those patterns.
And one thing I wanted to kind of throw in there as well, I'm just like, throwing in things over here. But one thing I want to throw in is, you kind of mentioned this thing where it's like, I don't really feel this. This isn't really me, right? I'm not, one of the things that we get from women all the time is they're like, oh, that's not me, right? Like saying anything other than what I would normally say isn't me, right? And it's like, is that really you? And the metaphor that I have for this is, think of it more like trying on a new pair of pants, right? You put on a new pair of pants and it feels kind of awkward and weird because it's not, you just put them on for the first time and they're built from a factory. They're not made for you, right? But over time, what ends up happening is you kind of wear them in and they start feeling really comfortable. And next thing you know, they're your favorite pair of jeans. Totally. And so that's kind of the metaphor, right? Like sometimes you might start bringing up new thoughts or bringing up new emotions, and you're like, no, because some women kind of pull on these identities of like, I'm just a negative person, or I'm just angry, or I'm just whatever, right? I'm depressed, I'm, whatever. And then you take that on and that becomes who you are, but that's not really who you are. You're a growing and evolving person who can take on new identities and then feel a new way. And you can actually become a person who's a happy person, an excited person, a person who loves your life and experiences joy all the time. If you take on a new identity and start thinking in a new way and pulling in these emotions that you can feel whenever you want to feel them.
Totally. I think, well, it's all about a growth mindset, right? Which has been, there's so much about growth mindset and how important it is. And it's so funny because I don't know if there's any women here who are moms, but we would never tolerate our children saying these absolutes about themselves. Oh, I'm just bad at math. I'm just, whatever. We'd say, no, you're bad at math now. There's a great personal development trip. When you do fortune cookies and there's that meme where you add in bed? Like you'll meet a stranger in bed or whatever. And then so what we're supposed to do is, if you hear yourself beating yourself up about something, then you add yet onto it. So like, I'm not in great shape yet. I'm not good at Zumba, whatever, yet. And so you add the yet on there, and then it just reminds your brain that you have a growth mindset and that you can really accomplish anything you want, that these things are not fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I actually heard a guy, this personal development guy, one time say, if you catch yourself thinking something that's negative, what you do is you change the way that you say it to, I haven't yet, right? Or I used to, like in the past, I thought, whatever, right? And then it associates it from you, and it makes it this thing that you did once instead of taking it on as an identity of who you are.
It's an old version of you.